Yo, what up? It's your boy back again with another game tutorial. Today we're doing a very overdue, but also very basic one that isn't as basic as the thing. The island tutorial. How do you unlock it? First thing you have to do is progress through the main quest until it gets you into Gear Savannah, and this purple quest will show up that lets you interact with Elecmon, and well, once you do, just teleport you to your island. Now, this is a good point to mention that which island you get is random, but when you get here, well, each island is differently placed on where things are, but the island that you get, all of the possible islands, is bound to each character. So if you have multiple characters in your same account, they will get different items, possibly, or the same if you just have that kind of luck. Okay, so starting from the basics, everyone has one island assigned to their character, like I just mentioned, and each island will have a tree. This tree will generate items every hour, but it will not generate a new item until you go pick it up. Meaning that, like, for example, mine has this timer over here that shows 18 minutes. So I won't get a new one until the timer reaches 0 and I pick it up. The items that you can get from this tree are the fruits. They are for feeding your Digimon and increasing their stats. We got SP and Strength, SP and Defense, HP and STR, HP and Rest, and Speed, 2 of them, and Strength and Speed. Besides these, you also have a very small chance of getting a tradable Veemon egg, and I mean really small. I got one in the 8 months I've been playing. But that is one of the 2 ways that you can get access to that Digimon. The egg does sell for quite a bit and is a good item to trade with for other players. And you might have noticed also that I have a second tree, and this other tree is from the cash shop. You can find it right over here, and this tree is only going to work for 10 uses, and will only give you these fruits with the yellow glow around them that have increased stats, and they also increase your Digimon satiety, so they feel more full when they eat it. It's important that you don't worry too much about this tree, because it's mainly a way that they use to have people get like Flare or newer Digimon. And the moment that I'm making this video, Dormon is the Digimon that is on the tree, but no one knows like how long will that go on. And that is the main use of the second tree you can get in your island. Once it expires, you have to put on another one, so there isn't much of a point in like stressing too much over it. Just the main one, because the main one is important for being your main source of fruits. And one thing that is important to mention is that you can make other characters on your account and have like go pick up their fruits and then mail them over to your character in case you want to start racking them up quicker. You can just go on your menu, click on the card, and then click down here. Then you write your character's name, a random subject, anything you're gonna transfer money, and you just put the fruits, and you can send yourself stuff that way very quickly. And if you're feeling like, oh, that's not enough fruits for me to go buy, I need more resources, you can come over here to the city. Right in this corner, there's the Swanmon NPC, one right here, and she does sell weaker versions of the same fruits I just mentioned, same stats, just weaker, so you can feed your Digimon anytime you want, and that covers pretty much the feeding. One thing you should be aware though, this NPC also has this rotten apple, which is an item that you buy when you want to get rid of the Digimon that your currently in the process of hatching. So if you don't want it anymore, you feed it this apple, even this rotten apple, and it will go away instantly. So do be mindful, don't make that mistake. A lot of people have done it. It is not good. It is very sad. Don't do it. This NPC also sells the toys, but that's something that I will get into very shortly. These are also like the best option for beginner up to like mid and late game players. Sometimes use them. So these three are the toy options you have, and I'll explain what they do very shortly. Next thing we're gonna cover, this one is a short one, thank god, is the Elecmon storage system. Every island has him. He's like someone you see a lot. I'll just leave it at that. He stores your Digimon. There's the limit right here. You can expand it by paying 25 crowns. There's an item that's tradable too. Right? You can just keep starting Digimon. But I'm bringing him up because, well, there's some things that you can only do at this NPC. The first one of them is deleting Digimon by pressing this button right here. And the second one is when you get a mutant Digimon that evolves into the same form, you can cure it by pressing this button. You can notice that the button only shows up with mutant Digimon, so there's no really like need to worry, and it uses this green syringe item to heal it. Whenever you hatch a new Digimon, it will be stored here, and if your storage is full, like mine is at the moment, you cannot hatch any, like, finish the hatching process of any Digimon. The game will give you an error, and it will stop you until you delete something. When you delete a Digimon, if you delete it before it unlocks the champion stage, so before it unlocks the level 15 evolution, you have a chance of getting a syringe when you delete it. And you also have a chance of getting an egg from it, usually green one. When you delete champion level Digimon, you have a chance of getting a 4 that will increase your chance for evolving into any random champion Digimon. And the same goes for Ultimate. You just get a core that only works for Ultimate. And that is the really only positive thing about deleting Digimons. These cards that you can open, they can be the one that's guaranteed, but I haven't seen that happen on all the time I've been playing this game. Okay, the next thing I want to go through before we get all crazy and wonky with it is how do you hatch a Digimon? When you hit F in an empty cradle, there's this button which lets you select exactly which kind of egg you want to put. Now, the green eggs will always give you an training 1 Digimon, and they have green eggs of 6 hours and 3 hours, and the pool of Digimon is the same both. The pool of training is the same. It usually has all Digimon minus Doramon and Veemon, which are the exclusive egg ones at the moment. As soon as they start releasing more Digimon that only come in their own egg, they won't be in this pool, of course. And the blue eggs just give you Training 2, which are the direct evolution of Training 1. When you get an egg pouch, you can also get a specific egg for like an own Digimon, and through the story you will get some that let you select which Digimon you want, which rookie you want, and just hatch it. When you put an egg in, a timer will start. And there's also a variety of eggs that are blue and take 153 hours to hatch. Those come with perfect stats, so if you do get any of them, do treasure the Digimon that you get from it, because those are usually very hard to come by or expensive. So there's probably something you can do with the Digimon, even if you don't particularly like it. Now, you can speed up the hatching process. When you click on this button, it will show up this clock item, which reduces 1 hour for each one you used. They usually give these through logging rewards or events. It's not that hard to come by. And you can see they can lower all the time to 0 hours if you want. And if you do, you can just hatch it, click the button, it will just give you an in training 1 or 2 depending on the egg you got. For rookies it also works in the same way. And I got someone I didn't want, so let me also take this moment to show you the power of the rotten apple. Here we go, feeding it, and it's gone. And that's it, it's that simple. Now let's move on to more complicated mechanics. Okay, now for the biggest and chunkiest part of this video, we're gonna go over the actual hatching. How do you do it? First step is putting a Digimon egg into these cradles. I would just start by saying that you have 3 cradles. You can buy extra one on the cash shop. I think it's the 2 slots is 1 for events and 1 for the cash shop one. The only thing this item does, it's like one of the most unnecessary ones, is they just make it so your Digimon doesn't die. Okay, so what do I mean by not letting your Digimon die? Your Digimon has a growth bar, which is the green bar up top, and it has a satiety bar, which is, you can think of it as like the food bar. If you hit F when you're close to a cradle, you also see the satisfaction bar. And the satisfaction bar is, they're all 3 of them are important, but I'll just give you a quick rundown of what each one does, right? The first bar, the growth, is how quickly you can evolve to the next stage. The way the evolution works in this game is you have rookie Digimon, and to get there, you need to go through in training 1 and in training 2. I'll give you a really quick example of it. If you get a Veemon egg, for example, you gotta have Chicomon, which is, it's in training 1, and then Demi Veemon, it's in training 2, and only then you get the Veemon. So you need to fill up the green bar twice, and if, every time you fill it up, you get to evolve it to the next stage. You can actually choose when you're evolving by interacting with the Digivice here, this icon. So that's how you move on to the next evolution stage. Does it matter when you do it, like before or after feeding, or before or after playing? No. As long as the bar is full, they let you evolve. Now the second bar, this bar is the food bar. What does this matter for exactly? Because I have been talking about different kinds of fruits and how they can affect your Digimon. Okay, so the way the food works, you have 3 basic tiers of food. I'll go with the newest strength and speed fruit because that's the easiest to explain that I have in the moment. The basic one gives you +1 and 10 satiety, so you get 1 stat point and 2 stats for feeding it. The second one is +15, so you don't, like, you give double the stats but don't fill it up as much. And the third one, it gives you +20 and 3 stat points. So the point that I'm getting at here, it is just more efficient at giving your Digimon stats while not filling it up as much. Right, it's like you're getting more stats for less food. Why does that matter? Well, the Digimons, when you interact with them, they have a limit of this 5 here. It shows they can feed the Digimon 5 times in a day, and then you have to wait for the next daily stat to feed it again. So using the higher tiered food will give you more stats for less actual food item. And that's pretty much the gist of it. I did mention 3 tiers, but there's actually a 4th one. This one is cash shop exclusive and is not very good because it's like expensive. Just really saying it. You have to buy these 400 crown recipes and a bunch of the fruits that of the previous tier to get them somehow, and then buy this blender item. And through the crafting system, you can get the juices that give +6 to a single stat. And that's the highest stat increase they can give by creating one. And you might be thinking, oh great, so it's pay to win, you can just pay and get higher stats quicker. No, it doesn't work that way. Well, and that's where the third bar comes in. The third bar, the satisfaction, is the RNGs of this whole system. You thought it was gonna be easy to get perfect stats? It ain't. Basically how it works is, as you give toys to your Digimon, it will lower the satiety bar, and it will give them growth, so that's how you get growth, and it will give you the satisfaction. The satisfaction, the higher it is, the higher the chance that the stats get passed through. What do I mean by this? It means that I can have like 1,000 stat points, in theory, but the way that the game passes down the stats, there's a limit of 28% stats when you hit V and you look at the Digimon stats. Its stat can only apply up to 14% of a singular stat. So, making it clear, if you feed your Digimon more and play with him more times, all you're gonna be doing is increasing your chances that the stats get allocated in the way that you want. But it is just the chances. You still have to go through luck to get it. And I will just flash over some footage here of a Narumon that I hatched earlier today, actually. They had 200 and something in the food stats for some intelligence and speed, and I ended up with 9% and 8% out of the total 28 that you can get, which is kind of tough. Now, if you're worried and thinking that this is like not worth it, I would say hold on your horses, because you can change every single stat group that you get later on. It is completely possible. It is not impossible or extremely expensive, I would say, to get a perfect Digimon. It is time consuming though. So for the kind of people that like to go PvP or like to do that kind of stuff, I would recommend that. If you don't, like, especially if you're just playing through the game on your first character, I would say just get the Digimon. Like, actually getting them, regardless of the stats, it does matter more at the end of the day. At least for now, because we don't really have, like, the game doesn't have late game content that makes you have any of these stats. And as an example, most of my Digimon, actually, my main farming Digimon, don't really have that many stats, like on their attacking stats. Like, I have 0% on the intelligence of my farming Digimons right here, and this other one has 4%. That's how you don't have to worry about it. Now, the last thing about the toys is that you can give toys 3 times a day, and these are the 5 different kinds of toys. You might notice that there's 2 more aside from the 3 that you would find in the Swanmon shop. If you're asking me about the best combination you can give to your Digimon, it really doesn't matter the order that you give them in. You just notice that they like influence the stats differently by the item description. They give you 20, like for example, the book, which is the best one, gives them 25 points growth, -10 satiety, and 5% in satisfaction. So just going back at it again, the best combination of toys is the hourglass, the flute, and then the book. The flute and the book you can obtain either through the cash shop or through OFDs. Both are available there, and they are farmable through these methods, either buying from someone or just doing OFDs and saving up the tickets to collect that one reward. It is on the video about OFDs, and you can just watch that one, find out where exactly. I do make a point of pointing it out. And I think that about covers all the things you do in an island. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please just drop a like, share this with someone, or just, you know, let people know it exists. Get more people in this game. That's all I could ask for. And next up, I'll probably start working on it through the days of the next week. But I'll make the in-depth stat tutorial so you'll know exactly how to get your Digimon to higher stats as easy and as efficiently as possible. And until then, I'll see you guys. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.